Hello, my beautiful, beautiful ladies. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. It's hump day. We're getting over the hump. It's freezing cold outside. I wanted to talk a little bit about some fat burning tips this morning. I know we're potentially going live this evening, but I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of showcase what you can do to fat burn. And I wanted to premise this whole conversation on the difference between hunger pains and starving, because there is a massive difference. And a lot of the times people think that if they start to indicate that they're hungry, they need to eat immediately. Weight loss is actually kind of the opposite. You need to kind of learn how to adapt to those hunger pains, especially if you are somebody that fasts. You will experience different hunger pains, but you're not starving. So in order for us to lose weight, we've talked 100 times about this, but we need to be in a caloric deficit. Now, I will tell you too that there's a very big difference between somebody that does really well with eating a lot of small meals or somebody that does really well with, say, eating a larger meal and some snacks. And it's up to you to play around with that. There is not one magical formula that works well for everybody. So you have to be willing to trial and error, see what works for you, see what fills you up, see what doesn't fill you up, and go from there. Because fasting is great, but only if it works for your lifestyle. But regardless, you need to be able to shuffle around calories in certain amount of areas where you are overall going to be in that caloric deficit for, say, the week period, okay? So for instance, if you live a type of lifestyle where you tend to consume more calories on the weekend because maybe you're going out for dinner, obviously not COVID depending, but maybe you're going out for dinner, maybe you're having a couple extra drinks, which is a whole separate conversation. And when I say drinks, I mean alcoholic drinks. I'm not going to go there now, but what you need to make sure of is that during that week's time, so say you're Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, that you're actually at some point in time having smaller meals, consuming less calories. So therefore, at the end of the week, even if you overeat or eat differently on the weekends, such as, pancakes or waffles, or assuming that they're not, packed with protein and healthy for you, that you're able to you're able to do that guilt-free, because at the end of that week, you are for sure still in a caloric deficiency. And yes, I'm not one that loves to calorie count. However, if weight loss is your goal, you need to start paying a lot more attention to it, because if you're not moving more, if you're not eating less, you're never going to lose weight. And that's just the reality beyond the mindset portion, of course, but that is the reality of what weight loss looks like. So you can play around with that if you want to eat less during the week, or maybe you're eating a little bit more during the week because you're more active. Listen to what your hunger cues are and deal with them. Because when you're fasting, it's no secret that you will have hunger cues. But if you are beyond the point of starving, then we need to eat something. So yes, you might feel a little bit hungry. You could actually just be really thirsty. So pay attention to those cues too. That's why I always recommend to drink a huge glass of water before you have anything to eat. Wait a few minutes and just see if those hunger pains are still there. But the other thing is you got to play around with your calories a little bit, okay? Like for me, I fast at least 5 or 6 times a week, and it's just because it fits my lifestyle. My body responds very, very well to it. And honestly, you're spending way less time in the kitchen. That's also why I really enjoy fasting, and so does my lifestyle, because I'm not, cooking 3 meals a day and then snacking here and snacking there. And at the end of that week, if I want to enjoy a whole pizza, I do it. I actually had pizza last night. Not because I'm rewarding myself or anything. I felt like it. I can have it guilt-free. And I know that I'm already starting to be in a caloric deficit for the week. So I'll continue to fast, for the rest of the week. So Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday, depending on how my day goes. But the point being is we're trying to repair your relationship with food, and we're trying to make sure that you can still enjoy the foods that you love without feeling so restrictive and without having this negative sort of mindset around enjoying some pizza here and there. This is not an excuse to overeat on the weekends or whenever that day is that looks like you. I'm just trying to give you the fact that this is not a secret formula. A lot of the times when it comes to weight loss or diets or meal plans or nutrition, everyone's like their mind wants to explode because there's so much freaking information out there and no one knows what's right, what's wrong. And the truth to the matter is the only person that can discover that is you. I can coach you through different ideas and maybe make some tweaks here and there that's really going to make a difference in your life, such as even small things like adding a probiotic or making sure you do have enough protein. But if you're consuming, say, like 200 grams of protein, at the end of the day, those protein sources, excuse me, grams, are going to come with calories. All right. And that's why I'm also a huge fan of fasting, because really it teaches your body how to be in a caloric deficiency. And when you are in a caloric deficiency, even if you have smaller hunger pains, what your body is actually doing is utilizing its fat stores to burn off energy. Okay. Whereas if you are eating constantly throughout the day, or you're eating when you're not necessarily hungry, what your body is going to do is actually go to the cells in your muscles for energy first, instead of attacking your fat stores, which is why caloric deficiency is super important. Because if you are in that deficit, your body is going to automatically go to whatever fat stores that you have stored away for energy levels, knowing that it's not necessarily going to be fed for a little while. And that's why people lose weight when they fast. Okay. And it's kind of the same thing when you talk about keto and paleo, and I don't even want to go there. My whole point is, it doesn't have to be complicated. You can still absolutely enjoy the foods that you love, repair your relationship with food, because that's the most important thing. We don't want to, be enjoying a piece of pizza and then we think about that for 4 days straight because it kiboshed my diet and I'm going to gain all this weight back and I've come so far and I feel like crap, and it's all a mindset game. Okay, so my goal here, repair your relationship with food, still enjoy the foods that you love, be in a caloric deficiency overall during the week. So if you have one day where you're consuming a lot more, then you need to scale back for the next few days so we can make sure that calorie amount is less than it should be for your weight loss. And I will go through kind of how to determine how many calories you should be consuming depending on your age, depending on your activity level. We'll go through that, and depending on your goals. So stay tuned for that video, but I just wanted to make sure I talked about this today because I know some of us are struggling a little bit when it comes to fat loss. You might have hit a plateau, or you might be sick and tired of eating, the same things over and over again, and you're missing some of the foods that you used to love. And I talked about it a couple days ago, just about the cues where you're putting aside what you're craving. And you really want to bring consciousness to that, because at the end of the day, that's going to force you to overeat, which is going to force you to be in a caloric, higher level. So you're not going to be in deficiency and you're never going to lose weight. And you're going to cycle and cycle and cycle, which is called yo-yo freaking dieting, which is brutal on the body, brutal on your immune system. So we want to avoid that at all costs. Okay. We'll see you this evening. I think I have a live. I don't even know what day. I think it's Wednesday, and I think we're meeting at 6:00, but I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Again, if you can't make the live Q&A this evening, please post your questions. But in addition, check out the post I put in the group. If there's some sort of topic, workout, mindset, coaching, I don't care what it is, ladies, I want to help. So post it in the group and I'll get around to it 100%. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon.